If you've got a bunch of unwanted inventory that you've been sitting on for days, weeks, months, years, ship it to Fanatics Marketplace and let them do all the work. Just make sure when you ship it, you use the promotional code Cajun, all capital letters, C-A-J-U-N. Hey guys, Bryan with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana. And today we are doing the Fanatics Weekly Auction number 142. Top 48 recap, basketball cards only. This auction ended last night, Sunday evening, October 6th, and there were some very interesting results. I nearly got shut out again on Jordan stuff. I know a lot of you guys are experiencing the same thing. We're going to talk about everything that sold in the top 48. Before I forget, two real quick orders of business. If you're looking for data, if you're trying to comp cards, consider using Card Ladder. Go to Card Ladder, just go on the website, subscribe to it, thank me later. Make sure when you subscribe, you use the promo code Cajun, C-A-J-U-N, so the folks at Card Ladder know that Cajun Cardboard sent you. And then as you saw in the introduction, if you're considering selling any cards on the Fanatics Weekly auctions or Premier auctions or even on the Buy It Now marketplace, or maybe you just want to vault your cards to protect them, use the same promo codes. Cajun. I made it so easy a Cajun could remember it. C-A-J-U-N. All right, let's get cranking. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up like we always do. See how many times we ring the bell today. The first card on here is a De'Aaron Fox. Remember him? Jeez. It's like the world completely forgot about this 2017 rookie phenom out of the University of Kentucky, a left-handed blur on the court. 2020 Panini Blockchain Prism Gold Vinyl De'Aaron Fox Logo Man Patch 1/1 NBA Certified Authentic. What the hell am I looking at? I have no idea. I don't even know what a blockchain is, so I went to Google. Here's what a blockchain is. A blockchain is a shared immutable ledger that facilitates the process of recording transactions and tracking assets in a business network. I don't know what the hell that has to do with basketball cards. Someone explain that to me. I know I'm older than most. I don't understand it. I don't know what that means. Somebody just please explain that to me. A BGS 7.5 Jordan True rookie card sells for $44.40. A 2020 Select Tyrese Haliburton Black Die Cut Prism 1/1 PSA 10 does $4,560. That seems low to me. I'd like Tyrese Haliburton as a low-key MVP candidate this year. If for some reason this team that's super deep, no real mega superstars other than Tyrese Haliburton. Siakam is now there. He's settled in. If he sort of makes a push, I could see him finishing top 5 in the MVP list. If you go back and look at last season, this dude was cooking. He was very much in the MVP conversation in the early part of the season. You know, the issue is the Pacers need to win, 50-plus games probably for him to have real consideration. $4,560 for a black, and I know it's a die cut, and I know it's not Prism or Optic, it's Select. But, man, that seems really cheap. $45.60 for that Tyrese Haliburton. The first card we're going to look up on Card Ladder is none other than the 1988 Michael Jordan All-Star number 120. This PSA 10 copy sold for only $4,560. And so we're starting to see something here that maybe this PSA 10 premium is starting to recede a little bit. Maybe, maybe not. I lost everything that I was bidding on that was PSA 10, so it isn't receding too much, but this card looks like it dropped quite a bit. This card sold last night for $4,780. The last two sales before that were well over $5,000. Of course, those were the highest sales over the last 2 years out of 73 different sales. This is not a low pop card. It is a pop 385, so it's a little different than those pop 8, pop 18, pop 21, those kind of crazy PSA 10 inserts and parallels that we've been seeing. But this 1988 insert did come down pretty substantially to $4,780 last night. We've got two LeBron Topps Chromes in a row. One is a refractor, BGS 8.5, 4680. One is a Topps Chrome base, PSA 10, 4680. Which one would you rather have? The refractor in a worse grade or the base card in a perfect grade with pretty good looking centering? I'll let you guys decide. Remember, this is a card that at one point sold for $40,000. This is the base. The base PSA 10 sold for $40,000. Now it's at $4680. We've got some kind of weird looking Wembanyama orange geometric. I don't even know what brand it is because it Topps Chrome. PSA 10, I guess that's what Topps Chrome look like. That is just a super ugly card. This is serial number to 25, $4,800 for that pop 1. Speaking of Select Black 1/1s, this one's not a die cut. This is the Concourse 1/1, and it's a PSA 9, and this Jalen Williams outsold And this is crazy. So this outsold the Haliburton. And I would say Haliburton is much further along on the career trajectory than Jalen Williams is. Although I absolutely love Jalen Williams as a player. He's a monster that is soon to be unleashed, and he won't be in Oklahoma City forever. He's just too good to be in Oklahoma City and play third fiddle. But this is the Select Concourse 1 of 1, so that's obviously going to trump the die cut 1 of 1. But it's only a PSA 9, and it sold for more. That just surprises me right there. And so this is irresistible force versus immovable object situation here. So we've got a 2013 Giannis Red Prism PSA 10. The irresistible force is the massive downward trajectory of Giannis Antetokounmpo cards. So that is the irresistible force. The immovable object is that NBA black stickers always go bananas. These black NBA stickers usually cause records to be broken, specifically when you're looking at cards that are doing well or are on the uptick. Well, this is the NBA black sticker trying to save a sinking ship, which is every single thing that is Giannis Antetokounmpo right now. For whatever reason, his cards are in the middle of a freaking blender bloodbath, just nasty storm. This is going to be interesting. What happened last night when you've got the irresistible force and the immovable object? It's a pop 31 card. There is the last 2 years of Giannis. 67.2% down for his red Target retail Prism rookie card. This is not a high print run card. This card's been graded 183 times, 190 if you count the other grading companies. There are a total of 92, 96, 97 gems out there. The black sticker saved it, but not really by much. So 4,300 was the lowest sale price in the last 2 years, over 15 sales. The black sticker jumped it from 4,300 to 4,920. So it stopped the bleeding, but it didn't exactly result in a 180 or a U-turn like we expected. I would thought the black sticker might have jumped it back over the maybe 6,000 mark. It helped stop the bleeding, but it didn't really do much more than that. 4,920. It's crazy that that's only a 4,920 card. It's next to again, I don't even want to get into it because we can always play that game where it's like, if Giannis is worth this, if Jalen Williams, black select is worth this and a PSA 9, then a Giannis should be worth this. But I'm not going to play that game because we could be on here for 5 hours. The card I was looking at, card I need, card that's in the hierarchy, in the 1995 SP Hollow Views die cut Michael Jordan PSA 10 sold last night for $4,920. That card is right there. I've got this sorted by the highest price ever sold, and guess what? That is our first rookie. Our first all-time record broken last night. The SP Hollow Views die cut Jordan PSA 10 sold last night for $4,920. The old record was $4,600. The records before that, $4,200, $4,100. So $4,920 is the new barometer. It's the new threshold. It's the new record for the 1995 Hollow Views die cut, and you can tell it's die cut. It's die cut very interestingly and uniquely at the top, as you can see with those stair steps leading to the top. We got a Steph Curry autograph where he has inscribed it. It says, I think, $29.94 and counting. And I'm guessing that is a made three-pointers, but that is his 2009 Topps Gold serial number to 2009. That goes for $5,160. And then you can see the first swing and a miss from yours truly last night was this 1994 Finest Refractor PSA 10. I didn't see a lot of greening. It looked good from a color standpoint. It didn't have coating, which is the way that I like my Finest Refractors. It sold for $5,160. I've got it pulled up. There's the card right there. It's a pop 41 card. Shout out Dirk Nowitzki. And it went up. And this is the second highest price ever paid. I can't ring the bell, damn it. But it's the second highest price ever paid. The record was $6,000 back in January of 2022, which is a very shady, questionable sale, right? Because that was a jump from $2,600 to $6,000 in a 2-year period, which seemed really odd. But nevertheless, $6,000 is, we're going to assume, the record. So this card sold for the second highest price ever paid last night of $5,160. If we look at this card over the last year, it's trending upward, up 16.22%. Over the last 2 years, up 38%. Again, it's a not a low pop card, but there's only 41 PSA 10s. Yeah, the card's been graded 500. I don't know why I don't have Beckett on here. It's probably been graded close to 1,000 times, but Beckett's not showing on there for Card Ladder for some reason. Anthony Edwards, Contenders, autograph playoff ticket, serial number 99. This is a 10-10, pop 3. This also seems low to me. This is an Anthony Edwards rookie. Again, maybe it's because there's a bazillion different types of Contenders rookie autos, Contenders Optic this, Contenders this, Championship this, and and there's a million different parallels and variations. I can't keep track of all of it. So I would think this is the dummied down base version, basically. But it sold for $5,280. Maybe somebody below can kind of explain, if you don't mind, for this old man who doesn't really understand Contenders. Just generally speaking, the Contenders hierarchy, maybe the order of priority for your Contenders autograph rookie cards. We got a LeBron Exquisite Collection patch auto, serial number to 25. It's autographed on the patch itself, $5,280. And then we've got the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the SGA rookie auto. This is his true rookie autograph with Prism. It's a pop 7, serial number to only 25. It's the Mojo, and it's PSA 10. We've got it pulled up. I thought, oh no, I didn't pull it up. It did about what we expected. I remember looking that up, and I was like, that's exactly what we thought it would do. It's actually recovering. It's a little bit on the uptick from where it was maybe a year ago. So a lot of people with a lot of expectations, just like we said about Haliburton, I think the expectations for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander are a little bit higher because his team is going to win a ton of games. I have sprinkled some cheddar on FanDuel for Oklahoma City over whatever the hell it is. It doesn't matter. I'm betting the over because that team is deep as hell. They're all on the uptick, and they are built for the regular season. 2007 Bowman Chrome, LeBron James, gold refractor number 23. This is a great image of LeBron here. This is only a pop 11. It is serial number to 99. So this is not your Prism gold, serial number to 10. Or even your Topps Chrome Gold, serial number to 50. This is the Bowman Chrome Gold, number to 99. It sells for only $5,400 last night. That seemed low to me. There's your card. That was actually up $400 from the last sale, but down from the prior two. If you want to see something scary, this $5,400 sale last night, which seems to be a good indication that LeBron cards are rebounding, is significantly down from the highs of 2021, unlike a lot of the Jordan stuff that we're looking at. So less than half of where that card was in 2021. We got a super green Kobe base chrome rookie card, $5,400, and then a very rare 1996 Stadium Club Gallery Players Private Issue Michael Jordan PSA 10. This is a card in the hierarchy. A lot of people don't know about this card. A lot of people ignore Stadium Club Topps Gallery. I think it was only around for 1 year, maybe 2. People just sort of ignored it. I don't think they really dug it. It doesn't look that different from the base card. It does have the Players Private Issue seal down here, and there's an explanation about the Players Private Issue. I think they sent some of the cards to the players to keep and then some of the cards into packs, if I'm not mistaken. But this Jordan card last night, there it is right there, and there you can see the seal right here. That is a pop 35 in PSA 10. There's only been 148 graded by PSA. The card last night sold for $5,400. Before that, $6,300. Before that, $6,900. So it's coming back to its March price. Twice it's been over $6,000, almost hit $7,000. I'm assuming that's going to be the highest price ever paid, $6,900. Yeah. So this was the third highest price ever paid. So sort of a mixed message here. We see Jordan cards. This is a high pop for those PSA 10s, pop 35 or whatever we said. So maybe the PSA 10 premium is starting to sort itself out like we expected. And look, people jump on me for bashing the star cards. Whenever cards go up too fast in whatever grade, it doesn't matter who it is. It could be Jordan. It could be, star Jordan. It could be star Olajuwon. It could be Wembanyama cards. If cards go up too much, too fast, there will be a reckoning. And that might be what we're seeing with some of these Jordan PSA 10s. I don't mind it because I'm trying to buy the damn thing. So let's just sit here and let's observe. Let's give it about 6 more weeks. Let's check in on these PSA 10 Jordans over the next 6 weeks and see what the heck is going on here and see if these prices are coming back to the field a little bit. This one looks like it has. I mean, if you just go back to July and September, this is a pretty significant drop from those two sales. But again, I'm not looking at each individual card. Maybe there's a problem with the back of the card. I have no idea. But we'll keep a ledger and we'll kind of keep track of that. Well, here's another great opportunity. Let's check on it again. Actually, on this row, we've got 2 great opportunities. There's a Jordan Warp Speed 10 and a Rockstars PSA 10. We're going to look both of them up because these are exactly the type of cards that I just mentioned that we need to keep an eye on to see if maybe we're going to correct here. There's the Warp Speed right there. And what do you know? Similar to the Players Private Issue, you're looking at a card that's come down twice in a row. So again, over the last 2 years, it's up 37%. So we're not going to cry a river here, but this card was 6,600 down to 6,000, down to 5,880, down last night to 5,400. So this card is definitely coming back. It's all the way back to about the February prices in 2024. So this card's been about flat over the last 8 months or so, something like that. But again, over the last 2 years, it's killing it, obviously, as you can see. What about the rock stars? We saw the rock stars right here. Gorgeous die cut Jordan card. This refractor die cut is serial numbered to is a population of 71. It sold for 58.80. That is right on the number. A little bit up, 58.05, 58.80. So it's just a little bit up. If we look at over the last year, it's well up 47% over the last 2 years. It is well up 48.8%. If we look at all time, what the hell happened here in 2021? Somebody got a little trigger happy here and hit a big number right there. Even back in 2022, this card was much higher. So we can't ring the bell on this card, but if we look at the card over the last 2 years, that's the record. If we look at the card over the last 1 year, that's the record, 58.80. So a really good sale last night for that card, unlike the Players Private issue and the Warp Speed. Caitlin Clark's in there as well. Blue Ice Victor Wembanyama PSA 10. This card is serial number to 125, and it sold for 6,300. We're not looking it up. And then a Jokic 2015 Flawless Premium Ink Sapphire Nikola Jokic. I mean, this is maybe the second best brand out there. It is Nikola Jokic. It is serial number to 10. It is an on-card auto, and it sold for the same as a freaking Victor Wembanyama Blue Ice serial number to 125. I just don't understand the hobby sometimes. I don't have a dog in this hunt. I don't have either one of these guys. And you know what? It's quite possible Victor Wembanyama might be better than Nikola Jokic when all of this is said and done and Cajun Cardboard has retired from content creation. But I will say this, Nikola Jokic is one hell of a head start on Victor Wembanyama. So Victor Wembanyama has some serious ground to make up. 96, let's check another Jordan. Very low pop, Michael Jordan, PSA 10, 1996, Molten Metal. This one does 6,300. Really tough to get a good image of this card. It's not this ugly in hand, trust me. But this Molten Metal does do 6,300. That's a little bit better version of the card. If any card evokes a metal feel, it's this one. It's the nuts and bolts. It's the metal shredders. This was the precursor to the metal universe, right? Remember, in 95, 96, there was metal. 97, 98, there was a metal universe. This card's pop 29, and this card did decide, I do like the PSA 10 Premium. This card is really moving. This card is up 244% over the last 2 years. As we say, when you don't see a card very often, that tends to have a very positive effect on the fair market value of that card. This card, unlike some of the pre-SA 10s we just looked at, the Warp Speed, the Rockstars, this card has only sold 3 times in 2 years, resulting in a 244% jump from 1,800 to 6,300 last night. That is a massive movement over the last 2 years. Again, your Molten Metal card, another Jordan Hierarchy PSA 10, doing some things. And you know what? I needed to check because I wonder what the all-time record is. Can't ring the bell. God, I want to hit that bell so bad. Damn it. 6,300 back in 2021. Some nut job paid 7,500, but he's not looking quite as crazy then as he is today. PSA 8 Jordan does 6,300. A Blue Ice John Morant does PSA 10. It's a really cool color match. It's serial number to only 99. We talk about the Luka Doncic Blue Ice all the time, and if you don't mind me asking, I feel like the Luka Doncic Blue Ice border on the parallel is much lighter blue. It's almost like a light blue ice than this one. And this one would be better if it was more of a light blue ice because those Grizzlies uniforms are light blue. But nevertheless, if you could switch the borders of the John Morant and the Doncic, you might have a better color match for both. But either way, if you're the owner of this card or you're buying this card or you're selling this card, you're going to claim it's a color match. And surely it is a color match, right? We're not going to be too stringent with that. But this one is it's a pop 6, despite the fact it's numbered to 99. That surprised me first and foremost. Sold for 6,600 last night. I've got it somewhere, I promise. There it is. Okay, so there's your card. John Morant, comeback season, Scorched Earth, MVP candidate, or is the little kid who weighs 145 pounds going to get injured again? Let's see what happens. Only been one sale in the last 2 years. That's just fascinating to me. This is one of those rare ultramodern cards with a low gem rate. What is the deal with this? The gem rate is 8%. That's unheard of on ultramodern chromium products. So just a rare card. We'll see where the next one goes. If we hit this and go to the all-time, this could get real ugly. I'm just warning you. Yeah, that's what I thought. Somebody's into this for, holy crap, $30,000. Someone's into this card for $30,000, and last night it sold for $6,600. That is $16,000 lower than the last sale, just about. That is frightening. Maybe it's a good buy low opportunity. I don't know. Let's see where John Morant and the Grizzlies go. I'm not a believer in the Grizzlies. I think that those couple of seasons they had together were anomalies where everybody else in the West, all the superstars were hurt. But some people out there, even some of the real, big talking heads, the Bill Simmons and the Zach Lowe's and the Tim Bontemps and the even Windhorst and those guys seem to think that the Grizzlies are, in for a revenge season. But Jaren Jackson Jr. has already hurt. His hamstring's hurt. And I don't think he's that good anyway. I just don't think that big three of Jaren Jackson Jr., Bane, and Morant is all that good, to be quite honest with you. So we'll see what they do. You never know. Every NBA season's a fresh start, and you never know. They're built for the regular season. And they've got to have a chip on their shoulder because they've been laughed at for a couple of years in a row. 1997 Metal Universe Titanium Jordan PSA 10. Good-looking copy here. It looks to be clear. You can never tell, but it looks to be clear. There's your card. Of course, that picture's terrible because it's in a black backdrop. This is a Pop 27. This card's up over the last year. So from 5760 up here to 6900. What was our theme? If a card doesn't sell very often, it tends to do better in the market, and the comps tend to go up. This is a 5760 sale. The highest price ever paid was $6,900. Of course, this card's been much higher. There's your 9,123. Sorry, 9,123 is the highest sale price of this card ever. Last night it sold for $6,900. So a really good looking sale. It's a third highest sale in the history of this card. It's 14 years worth of data, the third highest sale ever. So that's a really good sale for this card last night. Over the last 2 years, what are we looking at? Yeah, you had this monster here of 7,800. Then it came way down, and then it's steadily running back up. So we'll keep an eye on the Titanium PSA 10 as well, as we will all Jordan PSA 10s. A Chronology, LeBron James here. PSA 9, serial number 99. It's a Pop 2 card, none higher. So that's the best in class right there. It's a great looking card. I want to click into it, give LeBron a little love. That card is a big time card right there. Really good looking card. I've always loved the Chronology, despite the fact I don't own one of these things. I just think it's really good looking. I like the upper deck, the old school upper deck symbol up here in this top right with the green and yellow. That card does $7,500. It's a big number. 1995 Natural Born Thrillers MJ, a hierarchy card, of course. This PSA 10 does $7,800. It's right here. There's your card. God, what a good looking card that is. Man, one of many Michael Jordan cards with that window pane in the background. I think about the EX2000 and the credentials. You've got the Thrill Seekers, and then you've got this one just with that little kind of like window pane deal in the background where it's a different texture. It's a Pop 55 card, and this one took a beating. It down significantly from 9,000 down here to 7,800. I want to see if that 9,000 was an all-time high. It was not an all-time high. The 9,000 was the second highest price ever, and this card came down relatively significantly to 7,800 last night. So another card to keep our eye on. Those of you out there who are like, I can't buy PSA 10 Jordans. They're gone. They're up and to the right, and they're going up and to the right forever. No, I just because I get excited when I see them going up and to the right. I am not an idiot, and you guys should really use history as an indicator. I mean, look at this chart, for example. There are going to be corrections, right? There's been a huge correction from 2021. Look at the card. You could have picked this card up for $3,400. I'm sure right here when it sold for $12,500, everybody on earth in 2021 was like, well, I guess I'm never going to own a Natural Born Thrillers PSA 10. And then here you are, like less than 2 years later, you could have picked it up for $3,400. And then here it goes again, and it runs up to $6,000. And you're like, well, I guess I'm never going to get a Natural Born Thrillers 10. And then it drops all the way back down to $5,280, and you could have picked it up. And then it rises all the way to $9,000. And so we're thinking it again. We're never going to get a Natural Born Thrillers. And here it is down here to $7,800. Maybe it goes down to $5,500 again. Who knows? That's the interesting thing about basketball cards. Whether you're an investor or a collector, you want to buy it at a price that you feel comfortable with. And so let's keep an eye on the Natural Born Thrillers. Let's see what happens over the next couple of months, next year. There's your card. It's up 25% with the last night's pretty negative sale coming down 1,200. It's only up 25% over the last 1 year. So that's a card you might be able to get into if you're not into it yet. An 84 star Jordan number 195 BGS 8 does 7,800. And we got an autograph 1996 SPX. I don't know much about these cards, but people make a big deal about these cards. Obviously, 8,400 is a big number to pay for a PSA 8 autograph. It is a 10 for the autograph grade, which is what you care the most about. And these cards are very, very difficult to grade. The edges in the back chip very, very badly. They're rounded corners, so it's not the die-cut corners that's the issue. For whatever reason, it's the back of the card and the chipping here. We can probably click in here. I can probably click in here and show you what I'm talking about. I haven't looked at this, but I'm assuming the back's going to be all chipped up. Here, we can get in close. With Fanatics Weekly, you can use these high-def images. Watch how close we're going to get on this bad boy. Let's move this thing up here. Well, this one doesn't look too bad, man. I'm surprised it's got an 8. It's the edges. I mean, you can tell there's a little bit of edge wear. That's really not bad at all, to be honest with you. God, those edges really don't look bad. So I was expecting much worse. Damn, an 8 seems like a harsh grade for that. That might have been a 9 right there. Anyway, that card does 8,400. We've got a black gold. Now they've decided to split the black and the gold vertically. Like it? Hate it? Do you just hate black gold generally? Why are black gold serial number to 5 worth less than gold serial number to 10? I know why. They don't look as good. So they've decided to split it vertically now with a little bit of a dual pattern here in the middle. This is the Brandon Miller 2023 Prism Black Gold. This is a Pop 1. There's only one PSA 10 out there, 8,700 for that one. A D Wade limited logo serial number to 75 with a great looking patch. Autograph has to be graded, right? Surely. 10 autograph. Okay, good news. Good. That card does $8,700. It's a BGS 7 old label. We got a Jordan BGS 9 that does $9,000. And then we got a Paulo Banchero 2022 National Treasures. This is his true RPA, I think, right? True RPA. Serial number to 99. This BGS 9 does $9,300. A lot of optimism about Paulo Banchero. A lot of optimism about the Orlando Magic. I think everybody and their grandma has the Magic, the Pacers, and the Cavs as those 3 teams just behind the big 4, which are the Celtics, the Sixers, the Bucks, and the Knicks, right? And then you've got the Pacers, the Magic, and the Cavs, because one of those 3 teams is going to break into the top 4. It always works out that way. We think we know who the cream of the crop is, and then somebody gets injured, and then one of these 3 teams is going to make a push and win 57 games or something stupid. So a lot of people are high on the Magic. A lot of people think the Magic are one trade away from being really, really a problem in the East, and we know they're young and they're on the uptick, so let's see where they go. I'm rooting for Jonathan Isaac for lots and lots of different reasons. 1996 Skybox EX2000 PSA 5, but it's autographed, guys. Look at this card. I think I highlighted this card in a preview that I did, but it's autographed down here. It's kind of hard to see, but again, the window pane card we were talking about, we just saw the Natural Born Thrillers. Here's another window pane. This one's even better looking. You can't autograph it there because you wouldn't be able to see it, and his autograph wouldn't fit on his white jersey, so really no other place to autograph this card. It's just a weird card, right? It's a weird card to see autographed, but that's part of the allure of it, and that's why it's a Pop 1, none higher, because nobody's ever gotten one of these things autographed. That card does $9,300. Congrats to that buyer. And then we've got another BGS 9 Jordan. Somebody must have thought this one just looked a little bit better. So here's a BGS 9 that does $9,000. This one does $300 more. And then let's check in on the 84 Star Court Kings 5x7. There are rumors that this was the first one printed, but Star 101 people will not want to hear that, and they'll tell you you're an idiot for even suggesting it. Even though I don't think there's any conclusive evidence whether the Court Kings were printed first or the Star 101 was printed first. This is a BGS 8.5 copy, so it's not a PSA copy, it's a BGS copy. This one does $9,300 last night. I've got it somewhere. There it is right there. Unbelievable card in hand. I used to own this card in a BGS 9, and I sold my copy, and this one is in the middle of a freaking bloodbath. And so a card that, believe it or not, I don't know who possibly could have seen this coming. Less than a month ago, it was $18,750. Last night, it sold for less than half. Gee, my hand is raised because I saw it coming, because that's stupid. For this card to go from $5,000 to $18,000 in a couple months is not organic, it is not sustainable, and it is not because I hate star cards. It's because I hate people that are pumping the star cards and acting like they are going to the moon, up and to the right forever, despite the fact that no basketball card has ever done that in the history of the hobby. So it is time to come back and set a new floor. Is the new floor 9,300? Maybe. Maybe it is 9,300, and maybe it rises back to 18,000 over the next 7 years or over the next 2 years. Maybe the floor is back at 5,000. I don't know where the floor is because I'm not a fortune teller. But one thing I can tell is that when a card goes from $5,000 to $18,000 in a couple months, there is a reckoning coming, and we're seeing the reckoning right now. And again, this is not the Star 101. This is just the Court Kings. But stay tuned. There is a Star 101 coming up. Jordan PSA 8, 10,200. This is the power of eye appeal, okay? So those of you who don't know, if you submit a card to Fanatics Weekly, whether you're putting it in your vault, whether you're selling it in the Premier, whether you're selling it in the weekly, whether you want to put it on the buy now marketplace, if your card is from 1986 and it meets a value threshold, they will give you a free eye appeal assessment. Your card can either receive no sticker at all, meaning you got a perfectly normal card in your particular grade, or in this case of this Jordan card, your card can get a 30% eye appeal sticker, a 15% eye appeal sticker, or a 5% eye appeal sticker. I know firsthand these 5% eye appeal stickers are not handed out like candy. I submitted thousands of 1986 Fleer cards, and I think I got like 3 5% eye appeal stickers. I did not get a lot. So they are very, very stingy with the eye appeal 5%. And that is why you're going to see the power of the 5% eye appeal sticker. So here we go. PSA 8 Jordan, pop 8 bazillion, 8,915. 4 of them sold last night. 4 of these cards sold last night. One on eBay with Probstein, who everybody says shills everything, 7,050. One on eBay with MC Sports Cards, another huge consigner, another reputable seller with a great reputation, 6,978. Another one by some random dude, 7,500. And then this one with the 5% sticker did 10,200. By the way, another PSA 8 on Fanatics Weekly sold last night and did 6,300. So if you don't think the 5% sticker matters, it's about a $4,000 difference. And now I know some of you are screaming at your screen, but Cajun, yes, the eye appeal sticker was on there, but it was on there because it was a superior copy of the card. Yes, I know it was a superior copy of the card, but this is just another supplement to your own eye assessment, right? So it's your eye assessment. You can look at an 8 that's sold for 6,300, and I can look at an 8 that sold for 6,300, and then we can both look at this one that sold for 10,200, and whether it had the eye appeal sticker on there or not, we would probably both conclude this card's better. But don't you think it helps buffer and substantiate and solidify your general eye assessment, your own personal eyeballs assessment when you see a 5% sticker? I'm telling you it does, and I'm telling you over and over when we see this, it usually results in an increase in value. We saw it with the NBA black sticker on the Giannis. I expected it to have an even bigger effect. That's probably the least effect I've ever seen from an NBA black sticker on a meaningful card. But part of that problem is you're dealing with a card that was down like 67% over the last 2 years. There's so much downward momentum. The black sticker halted the momentum, but it wasn't enough to cause a complete 180 in the price trajectory. I don't know what happened here. This is a gold serial number to 50, but it was left out in the sun. A lot of people were talking about this. I don't know. It still sold for $10,000. That is awful. That is not what that card's supposed to look like, I assure you. A 9.5 LeBron refractor rookie did 11,700. And then this is a big time card right here. The 1999 Upper Deck Final Floor dual signed. And this was the weird one, right? When you say dual signed, who else signed it besides Jordan? Nobody. It was Jordan. It was Jordan and Jordan. So I'm going to click on it right here and show you guys what I'm talking about. Here is where Jordan signs the card because it's part of the card. And, of course, that autograph is fake. It's part of the reason I don't collect autographs because this crap's going to happen, right? That is not what that autograph and that is not what that serial number probably looked like when it initially happened. But over time, even within a slab, there is exposure to the elements. You can see that the blue ink is starting to chip away. That scares the crap out of me, and I'm just not in a position to take that kind of risk. So that's why I don't collect autographs. Now, I'm not disparaging anybody that collects autographs, and I don't know much about autographs, but they scare the hell out of me, and it would just require me to go do a whole new level of learning. But here's the other autograph right up here. So somebody actually handed Michael Jordan an autograph card and asked him to autograph his already autographed card. That means you got balls. That is, you got balls. That's 2 weird autograph cards that we've seen in one auction, right? We saw the EX2000 autograph, which is a pop 1. Nobody's ever done that. And then we see this dual signed Michael Jordan. To my knowledge, I've never seen another autograph card where Jordan autographed it twice. I've never seen that. Let me know in the comments if you guys have. Is 13,200 too much to pay for that? I don't know. You guys tell me. Let's look up Victor Wembanyama's Mojo PSA 10. I have, just like the star situation, I have said that Victor Wembanyama is, I think, the greatest prospect I've ever seen. Period. I think he's a better prospect than LeBron. I think he's a better prospect than Durant. You'd have to go back probably to Shaquille O'Neal before that. And there were some other great players. Kobe was a good player, but he wasn't a prospect like Wembanyama. He wasn't a prospect like Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, these guys were transcendent freaks of nature. Kobe Bryant obviously turned into that and became one of the all-time greats, but he wasn't like those. So I liken him to Shaq. I liken him to LeBron, and maybe even beyond that. He is bananas. Let's look up his Mojo. As I said, no disparagement to Wembanyama and what he's going to do, which is go bonkers this year. He's going to go crazy, and he will be an MVP candidate if they could somehow get near 500. His Mojo, like every other Prism PSA 10 card, is a pop 8 trillion, so I suspect that card is going to be coming down, and it is. So the last 4 sales, 21.4, 22.8, 18.6, all the way down to 17.4. If you don't believe me, here's where the card came out. There's the all-time record, 30,600. That was actually just a few months ago. That doesn't make much sense, but this card is sold for $30,000 twice. It's sold for $20,000 like 7 times. And so last night's sale, $17,400. I suspect this card is going to drop. That is the lowest out of the last. That's the lowest price ever paid, because all those are not the same card. So this is the lowest price ever paid for this card right here. My suspicion is the next one will be even lower. That's just my suspicion. I might be wrong. I might be crazy. Out of 25, over half of them graded PSA 10. For the Beckett's, every single one of them is a gem. And so you just got a lot of gems out there too. That's another factor to consider. This is a terrible sale for an Iverson PSA 5, which would lead me to conclude, and again, maybe it's because there is a big chunk taken out of the right-hand side, like this right here, as you guys can see. That's abnormal. It's very normal to see edge wear and like a shredding of the edges with minuscule, but that's a big indentation, a big paper loss, and a gash right there. So I think that had something to do with this. And let me show you what I'm talking about. I've got the Iverson pulled up right here. There's your card right there, PSA 5. Remember, in PMG Reds, PSA 5 and BGS 7 are what and what. PSA 5.5 and BGS 8s are what and what. That's the same thing. They usually sell for the same price. This PSA 5 sold for $2,200 less than the last BGS 7. It sold for $4,200 less than the BGS 7 before that. It sold for $5,400 less than the BGS 8. Here's a BGS 8 that sold for $32,000 in 2022. So it looks like I finally made a good decision and I got out of my PMG Red set at the right time. These are definitely coming back. These are definitely coming back. I don't see PMG Reds running the way they were when myself and a few other notorious PMG Red set collectors were chasing these cards back in 2022, 21, 22, 20, even into 23. I feel like it's coming back. This is a small sample size, and this card does have a noticeable defective indentation on the right-hand side of the card, so I don't want to get too carried away. But even just looking here, $67,000 in 2022. I mean, if this isn't evidence that there's a problem, this card was a $67,000 sale in 2022, and then the same BGS 8 sold for $25,000. That's less than half, and then this one last night sold for even less than that. So I would be real cautious on your PMG Reds. Let's figure out where they are. Oh, and here we go. Here we go. Star 101 BGS 7 Michael Jordan sold last night for $24,000. Let's pull it up right there. $24,000 sale. It's a pop 145, rare, huh? The last sale was $34,670, and this one dropped $13,000 plus dollars. So a $13,000 drop from the last sale. This is the lowest of the last 4 sales. Again, this was a card that you could have gotten for $9,000 a little over a year ago. It ran all the way up to $34,000, just shy of 4 times the price, and then it has dropped down to $24,000. So this is a card that's still up 68% over the last 2 years. If we look at the card over the last 1 year, it's up 114% from where it was. This is an $11,000 card, and now it's a $24,000 card. It's coming back down like I said it would, like everybody with a brain, like everybody who's been in the hobby everybody who didn't own Star cards, specifically 101s, said this was going to happen, and it is happening, and we're watching it happen, and it's going to find a new floor, and everybody's going to say, I told you so, and then everybody's going to forget about it. So this card's finding a new floor. That is a humongous $13,000 drop. No, $10,000 drop. $10,670 drop from the last sale. And again, I'm not going into the cards. I'm not comparing the subgrades for each card and whether they were right or wrong or the same or different. $10,000 is $10,000. And one half of a subgrade is not the reason it's going to drop $10,000. Next, we got a John Morant. This is it. This is Murderer's Row. This is the top three. We've got John Morant sneaking into the top three. Somebody is like, you know what? The new season's coming. John Morant's prime. The Grizzlies are going to be great. Somebody's going to take a flyer on this. I'm going to sell my John Morant flawless, vertical, emerald parallel, 10-10, pop 1, serial numbered to 5, and hope that John Morant stays out of trouble. The buyer is going to hope he stays healthy. Hope he doesn't pull a gun on people. Hope he doesn't do something or say something stupid, which he has a tendency to do. He is surrounded by some pretty negative people, including his father. $25,200 for this card right here. And then we've got, oh my God, we got another one. So this is the PSA, right? So far we've only looked at the BGS star stuff. We looked at a BGS star 101, BGS 8, it's coming down. What about the star PSA 6? This is going to be a much lower pop than the BGS that we just looked at. This one sold for $33,000. Here's your card right there. There's your card. Pop 81, again, not rare. This card is coming down from a $48,000 high to $33,050. So about a $15,000 drop with a couple of drops in between. The card's still up 160% over the last 2 years, which is too much. It's going to continue to come back down. That's just my personal opinion. Look at the last 6 months. The card's still up 91%. That's too much in 6 months. It is. And we've seen it with Jordan PSA 10 inserts and parallels. So it's not just the star that I'm hating on. When the Jordan parallel or insert that I love, that I collect, that I own, that I care about goes up 100% in 6 months, that's too much. And this was up way more than 100%. This was up, 200 something percent because it got to 55,000. Well, here it is coming back down. It's the mountaintop. It's the middle finger graph that we saw with COVID in 2021, 2020. 33,050 sale for this PSA 6. Again, it's a pop 81. It's not a low pop card. It's not a rare card. I'm not going to listen to the star people tell me how rare this card is. You're comparing it to 1986 Fleer. That's like saying that a Griffey 89 Fleer is the rarest card in the world because there's so many less Fleers than there are Upper Deck. It's a nonsense argument. It doesn't make any sense. And then the biggest seller, and congratulations to Jesse and those folks. I think this was a card that Acquire had listed in their auction, if I'm not mistaken. Let's click it real quick and make sure I'm not wrong here. Yeah, so this was an Acquire card. All three of these unique autograph cards were in the Acquire filter, and that is Jesse and Brock, two good friends of mine. Jesse's been on the channel before. Acquire is one of the bigger brokers out there in the hobby, and they have a relationship with Fanatics as well, just like me, so they'll oftentimes move cards for people on Fanatics, and they've got their own filter down here, so you can click it right there. $33,600 for that Michael Jordan 1986 Fleer sticker. It is autographed. It's gorgeous. It's a 5.5 card grade, which seemed a little harsh, but it's way off center. And then it is a 9 for the autograph. So that was the big winner. $33,600 for that card right there. Did I lose my place? No. Here's our place. So just barely edges out the PSA 6 star 101, which edges out the John Morant. This is a really big John Morant card. If you're a believer in John Morant, again, I'm not a gambler, so I ain't doing this, but somebody out there believes that John Morant might take a leap forward. He might be in the MVP conversation. He might have a comeback season, a revenge season, and if so, maybe they're flipping that thing for 50. Who knows? I don't know. I don't play that game. It's too risky for me. I'm too old, man. I got too many kids to pay for. I'm gonna buy the slow and steady stuff, right? And so we've got 2 stars in the top 6. That's big time. So Jordan, Morant, Jordan, Iverson, Wembanyama. So it's interesting. We've got 4 of the top 6 cards are cards that are on a noticeable decline. They're actually coming back to the pack, including the Iverson in there. And then we've got Acquire's dual signed Jordan autograph, LeBron, and then the faded LeBron Kobe, which somebody needs to comment below and tell me what the hell I'm looking at. Let's go look a little bit closer at it. I don't know what happened to this card. I mean, was it left on a windowsill for like a decade? I don't know what's going on here, but that's not what a gold 2008 Topps Chrome looks like. I know it's not because I've seen one. So that's it, guys. That's the end of the recap. Let me know what cards stood out to you. Let me know what you think. And if you like these auctions, one thing you can do for me, if you're still listening, you obviously like the video, so hit the like button. It's that simple. Doesn't cost you any money. If you want to support the channel, there's a lot of ways you can support the channel. Basketball Card Fanatic Magazine, listing your cards on Fanatics, buying cards on Fanatics with the affiliate, Cajun Cardboard affiliate link. Make a card ladder subscription. Check out 90sauctions.com. Check out alt auctions that run from Thursday to Thursday. There's a lot of ways you can support the Cajun Cardboard channel, and they're all listed in my YouTube description. Thank you guys for watching. As always, it's Monday. I hope you guys have a great week in and out of the hobby. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.